Hey guys, and welcome back to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV. Today we're doing a brown roots blonde wig installation today on my friend. And today's hair is provided by Beautyforeverhair. Y'all already know I love Beautyforeverhair. They always send me some bomb quality hair, whether it's wigs, frontals, bundles, all of that. Like, it's always A1 quality. Now today this is a 22-inch brown roots blonde wig, 613 and an inch 22. And for starters, I love the color of this wig. I love that I did not have to do any bleaching of the knots. The knots are already brown. I barely did any plucking, to be honest, and I could have toned the wig, but she just wanted to just keep it how it is, so it's still like got that yellowish blondish type of look. But if you wanted to get that ash blonde color, you could either just wash it in that purple shampoo or whatever like that, or if you really wanted to get into making it ash blonde, you could have did like the ash blonde dye, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to install as is. So first things first, I'm going to go in with that Ruby Kisses foundation, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it onto her hairline. Now this lace is transparent lace, so I am going to use a slightly darker shade than her skin tone, just to make sure that, you know, it looks not ashy at the end of her install. So I just want you guys to pay attention to what I'm doing. At first you might be like, it's still looking a little bit ashy, but once I go in with that final step, it will give it more of that not ashy look towards the end. So just stay tuned to the finishing video, well, to the end of the video, so you can really get the final effect on this look. Now I'm just going in with that same foundation, applying it on the inside of her lace, and I'm going to apply it on the top of her lace, probably a little bit, but just not yet. But now I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my layers of my Beautiful Hustler lace melt adhesive. And once I have all of her layers down, I will go ahead and begin to tack down her wig and do my normal melting process. Now for today, I will go in with that two-step melting process. So before I cut that lace off, I am going to go with that elastic band and just tie that lace down. And then I will go ahead and let that sit and cure in for a few minutes. And I will come back on and begin to cut off that extra lace and tack down whatever else is lifting if necessary, or just cutting off that extra lace. And as I mentioned, don't judge it now based on how it looked once I first cut off the lace, because I will go back in and correct that lightness of it. If you want to get a really detailed of how I do that also with a full blonde lace wig on a dark skin client, make sure you guys check out a video I already have on my channel. And I will just go ahead and tag it for you at the end of this video, so you know directly where to click to see more in detail on how to do a full blonde wig without the dark roots on a dark skin client. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the extra lace from around the ear, and I will also cut off the extra lace off that wig period in general. So right now you still may see that ashiness around the hairline, but we're going to correct that later on in this install, so don't focus too much on that right now. Right now I'm just going to focus on parting her wig and applying that wax on that parting area in the front of her hairline and begin to hot comb it out nice and flat. I'm also going to make a part towards the back of the wig so I can be sure to cover the tracks in the back as well and make sure everything is nice, flat, and neat. now that everything is all pressed out, I'm just going to go ahead and take some clips, and I'll comb the hairline back nice and smooth, and I'm just putting some clips out the way so the foundation don't get anywhere else but where I need it to be. And I'm just going to take that same foundation. I'm actually going to use her actual skin tone color, and I'm going to tap it across that hairline to cover up that ashiness. And then I'm going to go in with the holding spray and spray her hairline down once again and tie it down with the melt belt. Once again, I am using her actual shade and tapping it across that hairline before I spray that holding spray and tie it down again. And once again, I went ahead and I let that dry for about 15 minutes. And now I'm just going to go ahead and remove that elastic once again. And now I'm going to go ahead and begin to pull down the section for the baby hair. For this look today, it will be a middle part with crimps, as you've seen probably in my community post of this style before I even did this tutorial. But right now I'm just going to pull out two thin sections for the baby hairs in the front. I'm not really going to focus on me laying the baby hair because it's just pretty much the same in all my videos. But I did go ahead and pluck out some of that hair, and then I used my mousse and holding spray. But I am not going to do baby hairs throughout this whole, front hairline of this install. She just wanted two little baby hairs in the front to kind of give off that closure effect. So like I mentioned, it won't be like a big baby hair look. It's just something to give this style a little more spunk. So now that I have those baby hairs done, I'm just going to go ahead and go in with that level 16 foundation once again, and just go ahead and conceal that part so it's visible. I hate when you cannot see the part on lace wigs, so I took that same foundation and just cleaned that part up and made it darker and visible so you can really see the part. And I'm also going to blend that lace in a little bit more in the front towards the end of the tutorial. But right now what I'm going to do is just go in and begin to section off the hair for the crimps. Now when doing crimps with a part down the middle, you don't want to create too many crimps in the front. So usually I like to start off with the front so I can kind of see how it's going to lay. And I'm only going to just take two big sections. This first section here that I'm crimping, and I'm using my bedhead crimper, the same crimper I use in pretty much all of my crimping videos. Like, this is like my favorite crimper, and it's about $40, and it's from the brand Bedhead, and it's a 4-in-1 crimping iron, like a 4 size level crimping iron, and right now I am using level 3, and it's like the size down before the largest crimp size that it creates. And I just take a little bit of holding spray and oil sheen or heat protectant that will work as work fine as well, and I'm just crimping the crimps all the way to the end. But a very, very key point, you do not want to take the crimper all the way to the root of the wig. You want to start at least 3 to 4 inches down. That way you don't have that big humpy look at the top. Like, I kind of like my crimps to be smooth at the top and then crimp. That way once I finish crimping, I could just kind of run my fingers through it neatly and kind of comb and smooth the whole top area of my crimps in and give it that really nice organized crimp look. Now I'm gonna just say this, to each his own. I personally don't like when the crimps look extra hard or crunchy, or you can see the gaps between every crimp. I feel like to really give that style, that final bomb effect, you need to at least comb everything together or make it look smooth and make it flow. Not knocking nobody else in their crimps, but I just know how I like my crimps to look. Even when I did my crimps, when my recent pictures on like my personal page, if you guys do follow me on Instagram, I just crimped my hair recently before I got on the yacht, and I just like my crimps, like I said, to look a certain way. And the way that I have it crimping, starting from about, you could say like 4 inches down, once I comb that all in, once again, like I mentioned, it would just blend so perfectly with the rest of the hair. So these are the only 2 crimps I would create in the front, and now I'm just going to go ahead and just part the back down the center and just start taking sections from the back. Now you don't have to go row by row and do crimps. You don't have to do every 2 rows of crimps. You can really just grab enough hair, like a nice little good section, not too much where it's hard for you to crimp it together, but just enough that once you spray it and you crimp it, it will crimp together nice and neat. Because some people create too many crimps, and that way it's just like too much going on. Like, you got to be mindful of how many crimps you put on the person's head in general, and that all plays a major part in the outcome. I hope y'all get what I'm trying to say. Like, in total, she probably have like no more than probably like 25 actual crimps in her head. But once I comb and smooth everything together, it just gives it that perfect look. So I'm just gonna crimp a few more pieces on camera, and then once I'm done with this whole one side, I will give you guys like a snippet example of what I mean before I complete the other side. And this is what it looks like so far after crimping one side. You see, I leveled it all into place where I had the crimp start at the same spot on the head all around, and this is what it looks like before I comb it. I don't like this look where they just leave it separated like that, so I will have to go in and smooth it all together, which I will show you. And right now I just took some holding spray, and I'm taking the back of my rat tail comb to kind of melt that lace much more into her skin in the front, because I felt like it wasn't melted enough for me. Yeah, this lace is a little bit thick and it is transparent, so it's really, you really got to put some work in to get it melted. But right now what I'm doing is just taking my comb and taking my hands, and you're not combing it out like going through the crimps with the comb. You just kind of want to tap the top to make everything just flow and make sure it's all leveled and even all around. And this is pretty much like the finishing look that I was going for. I love for my crimps to look like this, smooth at the top and then crimped and leveled all around. And pretty much this will sum up this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I try to give you some very, very, very important information when it comes to crimping hair, and especially on blonde hair. Like, you got to be careful because you can burn that hair and give it those pink shades and purple shades if you leave it in one spot for too long. So never hold the crimp iron for too long in one spot. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys the next time. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your bells.